Good evening. Tonight I'm announcing my candidacy for the office of First Selectman of the town of Trumbull. I'm gratified and humbled to see so many people here tonight. I see Democrats, Republicans, Independents. I see the entire spectrum, from seniors to the very young. This represents what we are all about, bringing together the very best of Trumbull to make our community better. As a lifelong Trumbull resident, I'm proud of my local heritage and the way my community has shaped who I am. It is as a result of that character-shaping experience provided by our neighbors, our neighborhoods, our leaders, and our educational system, I now seek to return to our community a leadership that looks, thinks, and acts in a positive way, to restore our government and environment characterized by mutual respect and thoughtful dialogue. I'm not running to oppose any one person, but to bring fresh ideas to the debate and to offer a new tenor in the rancorous political atmosphere that has left many wondering whether Trumbull, a place we've always been proud to recognize as special, is still governable. Over the last 18 months, with astonishing speed, many residents have come to believe that Trumbull is ungovernable. This is a shocking and unacceptable development. I don't believe Trumbull is ungovernable. I don't believe the current climate of rancor will continue, not if we truly intend to get things done for our residents. I do believe that the voters agree with me on this point. I do think it's time for a change in the First Selectman's office. My candidacy is based on several things. First, I believe any nominee for the office of First Selectman must submit to you, the voters, his or her record and views. Second, they should clearly demonstrate a competence and experience in government and in life that will be essential for success in the office and bring a level of assurance to the electorate. And last, I'm convinced that I can win your nomination and the election. The job of Trumbull First Selectman cannot be one where we find out after the fact that the occupant isn't ready. Competence and experience can be easily sold to an unwitting electorate. But maturity, wisdom, and thoughtfulness must be characteristics that go along with competence and experience. My friends, I've spent a good part of my life in the service of Trumbull. In the political realm, I spent the last 8 years on the town council, but my service has not just been in government. Even as I built a career as a medical illustrator, I graduated summa cum laude from the University of Bridgeport, and I have a master's degree in medical illustration from the Medical College of Georgia. I served in other areas. I served as a PTA volunteer, a member of the Nichols Garden Club, a member of the Rotary Club, a member of the Historical Society. A lifetime of service in non-political organizations provides an invaluable perspective regarding participation in the life of the community. It teaches you about how those and all community organizations and their people enrich our town. It teaches you about the values of our residents, how they support each other, how they go the extra mile. It teaches you to look beyond just political groups when you're seeking to do the right thing. In other cases, the roles I played have been significant. I was president of the Nichols Improvement Association. There's no question how much that helped me when we fought last year to defeat the fuel cell energy plant in historic Nichols. I'm a member of the Trumbull Land Trust, has taught me the value of open space preservation, something I've consistently supported on the council. As a member of the town council, I participated in, and often I led the way, as our town made its biggest decisions during those 8 years. Among those decisions, our sustained support for education. The Trumbull school system is our crown jewel. It's the key to the future for our children. It's a key to the appeal of the town of Trumbull. People buy houses in towns where they believe their investment will be protected. Great schools do that. When I receive your nomination and I'm elected, I will continue to support our school system as a top priority. I strongly supported the high school renovation project and helped build support for it among my council colleagues. We now have a magnificent new campus, and that facility will serve our young people well for the next 40 years. By doing it now, we have saved over $4 million in the projected cost. I was a major supporter in the Early Childhood Education Center, one of the most innovative and valuable education initiatives our town or any town has made in the last decade. Our seniors have told me time and time again how much they love our town, and we know the value of their wisdom and their contributions. I've implemented a variety of senior tax relief programs in my time on the council. I also supported the renovation of the senior center with state funding. These are small ways of saying thank you and helping our seniors make ends meet. I also led the way to open the Hillcrest Planetarium after years of disuse, also with state funding. Since 2004, I voted 5 times to reduce the First Selectman's proposed budget. When this administration claims, as they surely will, that I've been a down-the-line supporter of budget increases, you need to know that that is not true. I know fiscal responsibility. You also need to remember that our town's budget-making process is intended to be conducted in a way that engages 2 parties in the decision-making, not one. That is one of our strengths as a community. From all of this experience and more, I've developed a sense of what Trumbull is. Our town is a special place. It's a town that works. Our government is lean and responsive. Our roads historically have been well paved, and workers are talented and dedicated. Our parks are beautiful, well-equipped, and impeccably maintained. Our emergency services are the best there is, and our schools are among the best in the state. Even though our funding levels have always been prudent, we produce the most spirited young people in the world. Our neighborhoods are magnificent. Our people are our backbone. But in the last 2 years, an unwelcome change has come to Trumbull. Our current leadership has been telling us that we should fear the future. Our current leadership tells us that in Trumbull, we're no longer able to think big. That leadership tells us that the current Trumbull is a place where individuals and communities working together no longer have the ability to prevail in tough circumstances. And that is why I no longer believe in the current leadership. My belief is that by you being here tonight, you don't believe in it either. I'd like to ask you, do you believe that Trumbull has a bright future?
Yes!
Do you believe that Trumbull's leaders can and should work together in an atmosphere of mutual respect?
Yes!
Do you believe that we can support high public services, including an exceptional school system, without overburdening our taxpayers?
Yes!
If yes, then I ask you to believe in me. I believe our current leadership has taken us down the wrong path. Their leadership is the problem. Beyond their negative outlook, there's a mean-spiritedness in the air, a penchant for not acknowledging differences in perspective and working to find common ground. This is unseemly and counterproductive. It is not representative of Trumbull. There is a troubling track record of broken promises. The Board of Finance, for the first time in 17 years, failed to produce a budget. The Town Council voted to create a placeholder account for Board of Education money and then voted to actually remove money from the school budget line in violation of state statute. Major decisions are made based on legal opinions, not legislative consensus. As a result of delays in approving the proposed magnet school, the town of Trumbull was made smaller. We lost at least $3 million in immediate payments. We lost 100 seats at the school, savings that would have resulted from lower enrollment at our high school. Because of harsh budget cuts, our school system had to eliminate teaching positions and programs that support student achievement. Our roads have not been paved. A Republican-controlled Charter Revision Commission is proposing the most radical changes in our history. It's an array of solutions looking for a problem, an array of initiatives that will forever tear apart the system of governance that's been built and supported by both parties over 50 years. If passed, these charter changes will change the Trumbull we know. And all through this, our town government has become a spectacle throughout the region. People have asked me why I'm running. And I say this: I run because Trumbull is on the wrong path and we need to right it. I run because I refuse to stand on the sidelines as our town is led in a radical new direction, a direction that destroys what we've built together over half a century. I run because it's clear that the only way to change the acrimonious, divisive direction we're moving in is to change the acrimonious, divisive people in charge. I run because I seek a government marked by consensus and respect, not hard-heartedness and small-mindedness. I run because I refuse to be the first generation that hands its children a diminished Trumbull, not a better one. I run because I, for one, still believe in the Trumbull credo: pride in our past, faith in our future. Before I finish, just let me take a minute to thank my family, my husband, Scott, my partner, who stood by me in the worst of times and the best of times, my two children, Emma and Sarah, who ground me as a parent. I'd like to again acknowledge our past First Selectmen, Ray Baldwin, Dave Wilson, Paul Timpanelli, Kim Butler. When I win the nomination and then the election, I will strive to continue on the path they have blazed. I'd like to also acknowledge Nancy DiNardo, our extraordinary town and state chairwoman, whose wisdom and leadership guides all of us. Fellow residents of Trumbull, we have a winnable election coming up in the fall. Let's remember the Trumbull credo, let's work hard for the next 6 months, and let's work together as we move on to November and victory. Thank you.